Nah, dude, you ever see bare knuckle boxing?
Nah.
There was this female competition when they were fighting each other. This shit. Dude, by the end of the fight, she was fucked up, dude. This eye was swollen. She was missing teeth. Her fucking mouth was swollen. And she's... How do you be an interview? You walk up to the interview, like you are the person doing the interview. You walk up to this person who's visually fucked up. Like you want, like, holy shit. And you're like, so how was your fight?
Bro Church is a highly sophisticated podcast hosted by highly sophisticated people. If you believe that, I'll tell you another.
Oh yeah.
Okay. We're so professional, dude.
We're so organized.
I mean, for all intents and purposes, it's not that bad.
No, not really. We got the cameras on and the mics on. That's the best we can do right there.
All right. Okay, so let's get this started. Pardon me. You know, I got this new laptop, and it makes me feel like everything's different, and so I feel like I'm in a dream. I'm in a Twilight Zone episode right now. I'm like, this is. I haven't even set my desk up right. I'm like, let me set this desk up right, and the only thing that's different is this fucking MacBook, which it's awesome. I've been learning it, and it's a beast, but it just changes the way you're so used to doing things. You know, that's all I've ever used was a fucking Windows laptop. But nonetheless, here we are. We're rolling. There's the Dave. I'm Felix. This is Bro Church episode 3.
What
if
up?
you've never been punched in the face, shut up.
Yes.
Shut the fuck up. Let's start with that hat, dude, because I want to show everybody.
Right there.
Look at that fucking Bro Church logo. There's
that.
Broseph A Church, the official spokesperson, mascot, Broseph A.
There we go.
Don't ask me what the A stands for. I just threw that in there because it sounded
You
cool.
just do it just for the hell of it. It's partly Canadian.
I don't know why we didn't think of doing that earlier, like incorporating the actual skull with the crown. And then it just hit me, and I was like, we're creating these characters, but he's got to be in it. Like, he is the guy.
Yeah, and it actually works out, dude. It was so badass having the skull wearing a lot of the gear and kind of representing what we got going on. That's just hilarious. I love it.
Yeah, and we're gonna have lots of fucking fun promoting and doing all kinds of shit here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. So first and foremost, I apologize for those that are unaware, like behind the scenes here at a shit show, and you know, it's what time is it right now, Dave? Because I'm 7:08.
Right now we're 7:08.
7:08, and we agreed to 6:30. That's
we're doing great.
This is where we are right now. We're going to be doing this every week. At least we're going to try. You know, it's not a schedule that I'm going to be like hardcore with. I want us to have some flexibility. But the goal really is to consistently give these people some Bro Church material. This is episode 3. Dave came up with the title again. If you've never been punched in the face, shut up. And we're going to be talking about why that title was used. Several different topics of conversation. We agreed. Did we agree where we're going to start, dude? Like, are we doing the Ben Affleck, JLo?
Yeah. What you had lined up? Yeah, let's just start off with that.
Let me start this off, and then I want to get your take on it because you are the one that I didn't know that they were that this happened until you brought it up. But it doesn't surprise me. And the only reason why I say that is because it's not like I know Ben Affleck or JLo, and I don't really give a shit about any celebrity's personal life. But for like 20-some years now, Jennifer Lopez, who at one point, for like a guy like myself who in junior high had pictures of JLo in my locker when nobody knew who she was just like a fly girl from In Living Color.
Yeah,
and, you know what I mean?
remember
Like
that.
she was like just kind of popping out on her own and acting. Anaconda with Ice Cube and all that shit. For how, you know, you try to be like supportive of like she's Puerto Rican and she's Latina and, you know, obviously growing up she was a beautiful woman. I don't know how many marriages she's at right now, and it's not even that for me. It's the turnaround rate where it was like one ends, one starts, one ends, one starts, one ends, one starts. This one in particular, Ben Affleck and JLo, this is Bennifer 2.0.
Yeah.
You could see it like for a while now. I don't know if you were paying attention, but like the clips that they were showing throughout the past year or so of him, he just seemed miserable, frustrated.
Yeah,
he seems like he just wants to be.
He's married.
He just wants to be private, and she's just JLo. It's a fucking shit show, dude.
That's the thing. It's like what sucks is the media is all over this, obviously, and they've been all over JLo's. No pun intended. They've been all over JLo's ass since the beginning. So she's just media gold right now. So what sucks is her relationships are driven by the media. You know what I mean? Like, dude, they just can't give her a break. So Ben Affleck comes along. He's sort of like a homebody, to my knowledge, from what I read. He's like a homebody, doesn't like the media, and then you got a complete opposite where JLo's career revolves around the media. She's a businesswoman. You know what I mean? She pushes hard. She's a businesswoman. Like, it's not a surprise that this was going to happen because Ben Affleck should have known, like, this is what I'm getting myself into. It's not like you're going to get into a marriage and completely change the role of the person,
Yeah.
You may, it's because if that was the case, then you know what, that's kind of messed up on Ben's part, but
especially doing this for the second time.
Yeah, like seriously, this is like second time around. Like, you already know what you're getting yourself into. And it's like, I don't know their business, but I just hope that's not the case, but it just sucks because you can see it in her eyes. This one hurt, Yeah. You can see it like in some of the pictures, like this one, she still struggles with it because she's wearing the ring and Ben Affleck's not. And that right there tells you which one holding on the most.
Yeah. And I think what kind of like, for me, this is such a perplexing, like, take for me because I'm not one to really give a fuck about celebrities and their lives, even though they sign up for that. It's a shame, but I can't help but be that person that's like, what's wrong with you, or like, what kind of a shit show are you that people are like, you know what? I'm really comfortable with just not chilling with you anymore. This is the second time with Ben Affleck. Right before this, she was married to Aaron Rodriguez. That didn't end well. She's career driven, which is awesome, and I don't got a problem with that. But it makes me wonder, like, I don't know if she has like an understanding of what she's looking for. And so you see this issue that kind of comes out in a public way. And I'm like, you start to taint the whole idea of marriage when you are going through marriages like nothing.
Yeah, I think it's not where she's trying to do this on purpose. I think what it is her choice. Her choice says, in the people that she picks to try to marry, to fall in love, because she's a romantic. If you watch the last movie that she made in regards to her relationship, she admits it. She's a hardcore romantic, and you got to be at a certain level to be with JLo. You cannot go in there being some schmuck off the street to be able to
But
be with
who
a powerhouse
is that?
like
Who
JLo.
is that person though?
Well, that's what I mean. Like, you gotta look like
this is 20
she
some
dated the
years.
baseball dude. Yeah, she dated the baseball dude. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, nice guy, but self-centered. You see what I'm saying? Then her rest of the character picks were all kind of like they had their issues.
There's
You know what I mean?
Diddy, there's a dancer, there's Mark Anthony.
Like, come on. Like, a lot of time, Diddy was more to feed the media, to get herself, bumped up, and I don't think there was ever anything there. And to be honest, the way things are going with Diddy, I don't think she even had the choice. I think it was more for, like, publicity.
I think
as
that the
everybody
situation that's happening with Diddy has bled into maybe there's something that she's aware of or that she was involved in, and Ben Affleck got hip to that shit and was like, oh, I don't know what kind of baggage you got.
Or maybe he just doesn't want the drama to be on him and whatever's going on with Diddy. I mean, like I said, you know what you're getting yourself into. When you hook up with somebody like JLo. Like, she is a powerhouse. I mean, I'm sorry, she's a powerhouse. She is. She's a businesswoman. She's been hustling since the beginning. You see what I'm saying? So you're going to walk in there and, you got to meet her at where she's at, and or she tries to meet you at where you're at. But
Dave, I feel like you got a soft spot for JLo. What is this?
I kind of, the reason being is because I see what the media is doing. I see that they're trying to spin it out like she's like Thanos trying to grab all the rings. You know what I mean? God forbid she snaps her fingers. You know what I mean? But I think what got me was a few days ago, her Instagram posted up, and it was her birthday, I guess. And she's standing by her cake, about to blow her candles, and I can see it right in her eyes, dude, the pain. And I'm like,
you
know
saw
what I mean?
the pain in JLo's eyes.
You can see it, dude. You can see it in her eyes.
Who are you right now?
I'm telling you, dude. It changed it. I was like, whoa, that's kind of fucked up, dude.
Who the hell are you right now? You saw the pain in JLo's eyes.
Motherfucker.
you saw the pain in her eyes.
That's that. You feel it in the heart, man. You got to be compassionate to this shit. But regardless, is none of our, it's none of our business. But it's just kind of, it's funny how this is the hot topic right now. JLo Bennifer 2.0 as to what's going on, and then Jennifer Gardner apparently is making jokes on Deadpool Wolverine, with
we'll get into that soon.
So all I know is, like I said, I don't know what's going on, but you know what? You can see it in their faces.
Listen,
when it comes down to it, they're real people, and I think we all forget that.
Okay, this guy wants to start hitting me now with the fucking. We're all real people, and we forget that talk. What is this? You're playing this Freaky Friday where we're switching roles. You're usually the one that
you gotta throw it.
Listen. I am a firm believer that where there is smoke, there is fire. Mm-hmm. And there's something, and I hate to say it because, like I said, like, she was one of my early teenage year, like, pinup, it was just like, and she was hot, she was beautiful, she was Puerto Rican, she was Latina, she could dance, it was hip hop, it was dope. But then what kind of caught my attention also was recently, and I don't like to talk about where I work too much, but because of where I work, you get hip to this stuff. Right before she canceled her tour, I was aware of it. And it was like, why? And it just kind of makes you wonder, like, what's going on with her career? Is she trying to remain where she once was? Is she not pivoting correctly business-wise? She's a great actress, I feel. I mean, I think she's a better actress than she is an artist and performer, but that's my personal opinion. There's just too many bodies, bro. Like, there's too many bodies. Well, she opened up a whole new, she had just opened up a whole new liquor brand. Okay.
She's got her own liquor store and everything. So I don't know. Maybe she's going, selling booze.
Maybe
Who
every
knows,
week
man?
it's
Like
a different type of liquor because she can't stick to one type because she just keeps bouncing.
Yeah, who
around.
knows? Maybe there's multiple ones. It's like 5 bottles.
That would be great. Like if she released like Lopez and it was like whiskey, it was scotch, it was rum.
Yeah.
They're all Lopez.
They're all Lopez, all of them. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's gonna be that's a tough one. That is a tough one.
Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez rekindled their relationship in 2021 and then got married shortly after in 2022. But they've been facing persistent breakup rumors and often seen apart. Ben's face and his demeanor, the man looks. Can we just talk about this real quick? I know you're waving the Jennifer Lopez flag right now. I know, and forgive me for everybody that I'm still learning the audio on my new MacBook Pro here. I may be peeking like a motherfucker right now, but hold on a minute here. But this guy, he just looks defeated. He just looks like he's over it. Now, I will say this. He got into it knowing what the fuck he was getting into. Yeah. Because you can't sit there and go, well, it's been 25 years. Let's try this again. Maybe we're different. Some things don't change.
Nah, it doesn't. It doesn't. I mean, maybe he's just preparing for the next Batman role. I don't know. He's trying to be like more zombie.
He was a great Batman, though.
He was actually pretty, but now he's going to be an
that.
Even better Batman. Now he's going to be good.
He's going to be
standing in the shadows.
He's going to be the ultimate bachelor Batman. I don't want nobody. Alfred, I don't even need you.
As it rains, who are you, Martha?
Stay away from me, Vicky Vale. Stay away from me, Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah.
It's important to say that while they have not officially filed for divorce, both are preparing for the inevitable legal process. Mm-hmm. The delay in filing is due to their efforts to ensure a seamless transition for their children and themselves. And look, at the end of the day, as somebody that has gone through a divorce, that kind of shit, I hope, is as private as possible for both their sakes, but especially Ben's, because fuck, like that guy's been asking for privacy the whole time. Salute, it sucks. I'm curious now, where does the JLo persona go from here? And are we going to see her jump into another relationship pretty damn fucking quickly? That's what I'm talking about, man. I think we are.
I really hope that this does it for her, and she's like, you know what? I need to figure out what's up on my boat before I start bringing people on. I hope she takes this time for herself, because what she's doing right now, it ain't working. It ain't working. I hope right now she just takes the time for herself, worried about, focus on her business and goes from there. Yeah. I think she got all 5 rings. I mean, the next one, she snaps her fingers and we're done, dude.
Well, I tell you what, Dave, when she needs a new VP of operations for her fan club, I'm going to recommend your name. Because it's gonna be rough. You are holy shit, dude. I tell you what.
Because even people apparently like, they've never met her, but apparently they know the whole fucking relationship through and through. You know what I mean? They're like, giving insider shit. Like, do you even know?
Let's
know these people.
Speak, yo. Dave's like, yo, fuck. I'm from Jersey. I'm from New York. Fuck
yeah, man. Represent.
Okay. I don't know, but I'm just saying there might be some, and I hate to say it, and I hope this doesn't bite me in the ass. There just might be something up. Is she too demanding? There's so many men. Now, I know some of them, again, we go back to Diddy. Maybe they just weren't cut out for that type of woman, because she may be very
but you know what? What about this? Why is it her? What if the men that she's signing up are just weak asses?
Come on, man.
Come on, man. It ain't over about her.
Mark Anthony? What's wrong with Mark Anthony, bro?
They were 2 powerhouses, man. They were
I actually like them crazy together. All right.
Yeah, that was actually a good one.
Sucks for them.
He was verbally abusive. Who knows?
Exactly. It sucks for the kids too, because you got kids. You bring them into a marriage. Now you're leaving. Anyway, let's move on. Bennifer 2.0 comes to a close. Topic number 2. Female Algerian boxer controversy in the Olympics. This kind of popped off last week. I think I kind of saw it come across my timeline. Her name is I'm gonna fuck this up, dude. Iman Khalif. Forgive me if I'm mispronouncing it. Oh, what is it? You said close. Go ahead, tell me.
No, that's what it is. Iman Khalif.
Well, then it's not close. I mean, what do you mean close?
It's close, dude. It's close. Close enough.
It's perfect.
Oh shit. We're in the ballpark.
Apparently, I'll tell you what I saw. The first thing I saw was transgender boxer beat up a woman, and everybody sharing things like, how can the Olympics allow a man to beat up a woman? And then you kind of look into it, and it's a very interesting situation where, regarding her testosterone levels, Khalif was disqualified from the 2023 World Championships due to failing to meet the International Boxing Association's eligibility criteria, which likely involved
back in
2023.
I think it was 2022 in Istanbul. Close enough.
I don't know.
The second test happened in 2023 in India.
Is that where it was at? Because I don't have where. Apparently, this is. She must have a history of dealing with her. She has high testosterone.
Yep.
Which is higher than usual. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's the deal. Like you know what? Remember when I said pick a platform? This is this is the repercussions of that. You know, because people are already pissed off about what happened during the opening ceremony of the Olympics, right? And then you go into boxing, right? And you got this pretty lady crying her eyes out because she's never been punched in the face so hard in her life. Her words, not mine, right? Then all of a sudden, everybody in the world wants to be a hero because they see a pretty lady crying and start saying, oh, this is unfair, because they're already fueled with rage about the whole transgender thing that's going on with the opening ceremony, right?
Yeah.
With the drag queens going through and performing in the opening ceremony. So they're already fueled up, hot like fire, already pissed off. So when this happens, what's the first thing they're going to say? That's a dude. Why? Because back in 2022, allegedly she failed those tests. But if they actually did the research, because a lot of people don't anymore, everybody, as soon as they see a headline news, that's it. That's fact right there. So they're not going to dive into it. They're not going to do the research. They're not going to understand that back in 2022, the people who did these tests were from a corrupt company. I mean, they're no longer doing the tests. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So how do we know that these tests were actually legit? Because regardless of what happened, they were all screaming, oh, it's a man, it's a man, it's a man. Well, guess what? Facts came out. She is a she. Yeah, she was born a woman. She.
Yeah.
She just has higher testosterone. She hits. And the thing that cracks me up is when they say, oh, she hits like a man. She's a professional boxer.
She probably hits harder than me.
Seriously, she hits like she's supposed to. Not like a man. She hits like a professional fighter. Yeah, if she has higher testosterone, okay. A lot of women do. And guess what? A lot of men have a lot of higher estrogen too. But nobody's talking about that, right? You test a lot of men nowadays, they have higher estrogen than they did. You were just rooting and raving for JLo. So you see what I'm saying? Like now I'm on fire with this shit. maybe Ben Affleck has a higher levels of estrogen. Maybe he's just too emotional for JLo. I don't know. But the point is, what cracks me up is a lot of people that are opinionated about what happened during this boxing thing have never been punched in the face by a professional fighter. All of a sudden, these motherfuckers are professional, commenting on the sport. They understand the dynamics. Oh, it's dangerous. Yeah, it's dangerous. Yeah, it is. But if you've never been punched in the face by a professional fighter, sit your fucking ass down, eat your burger, turn on the channel. You know what I mean? Choke on the
Eat your
Diet Coke and go
gluten-free
from there.
burger.
Yeah. You know, and that's on both sides because obviously the right and the left were just fucking screaming about this. You know, the right were screaming, oh, no man should be this, oh, you know, all this. And okay, I see your point. And then the left is like, you know, that's transphobic. Okay, I see your point. But has anybody ever stepped in the ring and got punched in the face? I guarantee you a lot of them who are commenting have no right to be saying shit. Because when you are a trained fighter, when you know how to throw a punch, man or woman, you get hit, it's like getting hit with a freaking baseball bat, regardless. I go to boxing and there are females in there that hit hard. I myself, I'm 6'1", you know, 189 pounds. Ain't no way I'm not getting in the ring with them. No, because they will rock the shit. They will knock me the fuck out. You know what I mean? And then I'm going to say, I've never been hit that hard, you know, but because the whole hero complex comes in.
Dave, you've never been hit that hard.
Dude, I've been hit hard.
I know you have.
I know.
I'm just saying, you're going to sit there and say, and I'm not trying to, I believe you.
My chance. I'm not testing my chance on a professional boxer. Nah, screw that. I'm good. I've been hit by professional fighters before, but I'm once and done. I'm done with it because you're trained for 7 days a week for a fight.
They got a different power. They got a different type of power with them. Yeah.
That's what Iman Khalif did. She trained for fucking 7 days a week. She trained her ass off. Why? Because she comes from a place where she had nothing.
Yeah,
so this is all she ever known.
Her father coached her. She lives and breathes. She represents our what is it again? I'm sorry. Where's she from? Not Argentina. Algeria. Yeah,
no, Algerian. You know what I mean? I mean, the fact of the matter is she came from nothing. She trained her ass off, right? So maybe it wasn't even testosterone. Maybe it was just damn good training. I mean, you try to train 7 days a week. Boxing, not just fucking fitness, not just like doing push-ups or going out for full boxing training. And a lot of people won't last an hour. You see what I'm saying? This isn't fucking CrossFit. This is straight up boxing. 7 days a week training, knowing all your life that this is all you got. And then you got this Paris chick who got punched in the face crying because all she did was go on a fucking interview, go out partying. You know what I mean? Go hang out, train maybe like once or twice a week. Of course you're gonna get hit, and maybe the people you were fighting weren't fucking strong enough.
Yeah.
But now because you lost and you say you've never been hit, all of a sudden she's a man because she doesn't look as pretty as you do.
And I think that's really what that comes down to, because
that's what it is.
When in my mind, innocently and admittingly, I was like, she's got that chiseled jaw. You know, she's got like these characteristics that some may label like a masculine undertone with them. And I was reading the details, and the more I'm reading it, the more I'm kind of like, it kind of sounds like she's just like a tomboy, but she's a woman. Because I remember growing up and playing out around the block and playing football and running around with boys and girls, and some of these girls were tomboys that they just had a built body about them that they would fuck you up. And it's like,
but you know what? But that's the difference between a real fucking fighter versus one who doesn't train to the level as she did. She wasn't worried about looks. She was worried about being quick with her punches, technique, strength. You know, she was worried about fighting, not how she looked during fighting. You know, and personally speaking, like, that's how shallow we are as the world, as people, that we took looks over actual research, over actual diving into the story. The first thing we did is we listened to what the media had to tell us, and we followed it.
Yeah.
You know, and she's still getting bullied.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
She's still, people are be like, oh no, I'm not going to believe it. Of course you're not going to believe it. You're a fucking dumbass.
Yeah.
You'll believe the first thing they tell you, and you'll stick with it to the end of your day. Why? Because that's that type of person you are. And nobody's going to change your fucking mind from it, you know? So what's the point of arguing with a moron, you know? Because there isn't. You can't. It's like arguing with a hole in a wall, you know?
I feel like the climate of social life and media and it's the target on the trans community and the people that are transitioning from one gender to another, like the microscope on that community, something like this, that just a hint of that may be a man was enough to open the floodgates and let people who really have a problem with that really voice their opinion, but using it on a social issue that doesn't comply because she was born a woman, and there isn't, even though that she's dealing with high testosterone, there has been no public disclosure about whether she has a condition known as differences in sex development, or DSD. DSD can result in higher testosterone levels in women, but does not imply that an athlete is not biologically female. So at the end of the day, she's a woman that's got a lot of testosterone. It's not common, but that doesn't take away from her. She still has a menstrual cycle. She's a biological woman. She was born a woman. She is not a transgender. She's not formally a man that's beating up on a woman. She just happened to whoop her ass really quick. 46 seconds, I think, is what it said.
And that's to tell you the type of training that other lady did. Like, you lasted 46 seconds and you got hit in the face.
Yeah.
This is the hardest you got hit in the face. Then I'm sorry, who you were training with?
They didn't do you any justice.
Cutting it. Ain't cutting. You were too busy doing these interviews and going out partying. You weren't training. Boxing's life. You got to get in there. You got to give it all you got. And that's what this lady did. She went in there, gave it all the cost, so much so that she's known to punch the shit out this other one to a point that she's crying on her knees because she's been hit so hard. But because, again, when we see that, we see, oh, pretty girl crying. Let's be the heroes. Oh, the other one don't look so pretty. Let's go make her the villain. You know what I mean? Rather than just doing our research, going in and saying, hey, maybe this is the case, but because of what happened 2022, 2023, everybody's diving into that.
And I think that's the caveat there, where there's a history here that seems to point to that. And it's like, well, look, the evidence says, and it's like, but I mean, that's unfortunate.
But it's
not evidence.
Exactly. It's the starting point to research. Like, if you see this, dig deeper before you open your mouth. You see what I'm saying? Like dive in. Like, you have your opinion, great. But if you're so passionate to a point where you're calling for violence on this lady, you know what I mean, because of your beliefs, you might not reconsider your beliefs, because if you're calling for violence for anybody in regards, your beliefs are fucked up. You know what I mean? Oof. But when you get into the ring, you know, regardless of your opinion and this whole transgender thing, if you get into the ring, you get into any sports, it's your choice to get in there. Like, you can choose not to go in that ring. You can choose not to participate in the sport. But if you choose to participate, you're making that choice. You are making that final choice. I am going to compete against said person, period.
Yeah.
Regardless of what they're from, I'm personally making that choice. When I get into that ring, you know, just like the Scandinavian woman got in there, she's like, she said it perfectly. She's like, I don't give a shit who's in there. If whoever's in there and they're a problem, it's just going to make the fight even better. And she did. Now, she lost, but still, that's what you're talking about, sportsmanship. That's what you're talking about, making your own choices and owning up to your own choices. You know, it's a competition. Like, nobody's forcing them to do it. Fucking go in there and do the competition.
It is fair to say that Iman, how do you pronounce her name? Because you seem to know how to pronounce her name.
I'm pretending I do.
Okay, Iman Khalif.
Iman Khalif. Yep.
Iman Khalif. I don't know who, because I just thought of this now, but apparently she went on and then lost the next bout that she was in. So it's not like she's, she has a upper hand in anything. She obviously suffered a defeat, so it's very unfortunate. And I think this also ties into your point you made in last episode, where it takes away from the accomplishment that these athletes are looking to gain, and they get it, and then they have to deal with a controversy that surrounds it, when in actuality they really deserve their accolades and their flowers for their achievements. Even
you don't see anybody apologizing for saying what they had to say against this lady.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even after it was already proven that she's a female, nobody's out there saying, "Oh, we're sorry." You know, "Oh, that was our bad." Even these celebrities had their own, personal opinions about this.
A lot of celebrities.
A lot of them.
Oh,
like,
man,
shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? You're a fucking celebrity. Do your job. Go entertain people. But as far as like opinions on this, sit back. Like, you've never been you've never been against a professional fighter. You don't know what it's like. You don't know the difference. You don't know anything about it, and yet you have all these opinions coming out your ass. You see what I'm saying? Like, shut the fuck up. Mike Tyson said it perfectly. Everybody's got an opinion until they get punched in the face.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? This is a perfect example. She can't, it got proven that she's a girl. Everybody got punched in the face with that, and now nobody's saying shit. All of a sudden, these high level, high horse sons of bitches ain't got nothing to say.
Oh shit, Dave, you coming out the fucking
I'm on
gate.
fire today, man.
Oh, damn. Dave is on one right now.
You know why? Because it definitely laid out what's wrong with this world. You know what I mean? Like, all we did was take one look, and said, "Yep, this is my fucking opinion." So you had the media tell you what you wanted to do. Why? You know what I mean? This is where we're at.
Fuck, Dave.
Fucking where we're at. Let the media handle shit.
This is bro church. We will fucking speak for the speechless.
Yes, it's true. Fuck yeah.
Let's move on, because you're scaring me, bro. Okay, let's move on. Topic number 3 is a Frontier airline pilot
I love this
arrested in Houston, Texas. I saw this on my timeline
here.
But I was scrolling through socials, and I came across somebody recorded. He was in the plane, escorted out of the plane by law officials, but the passengers hadn't boarded the plane yet. So they're watching this from the airport, but he gets walked out of the airplane in handcuffs behind him. His name is Seymour Walker. He was arrested on board an aircraft at George Bush Intercontinental Airport in Houston, Texas. The arrest was due to an outstanding warrant for assault family violence. What does, when we talk about different types of violence that are documented, assault family violence, it's not domestic violence? What does that mean?
So he got arrested for what? Because this one's news to me.
Outstanding warrant for assault family violence. Is that a different way of saying
that? Sounds like domestic. Yeah, okay. That sounds domestic.
Yeah. I couldn't get any more details than that, but I think what sucks is everybody they didn't have a pilot then, so I think they got reimbursed. He was wanted on charges related to assault family violence, which led to his arrest by local authorities. The arrest led to the cancellation of the flight because a replacement crew member was not immediately available. Passengers were offered options, including a full refund, credit, or reaccommodation on the next available Frontier flight. I don't think I want to fly Frontier because y'all don't do any type of vetting with your pilots enough.
Imagine you're sitting there at coach, be like, ladies and gentlemen, I'm your pilot, Dave Valentine. We're going to be going to Florida today for a few hours, and hope you enjoy. Oh, wait, actually, never mind. I am no longer your pilot. I'm actually going to get arrested. Fuck this place. I'll see you guys later.
You can hear somebody reading him his Miranda rights in the background. Yeah. He's like, The weather in Florida is apparently pretty damn cool. Do you mind? Yes, I know. I have the right to remain silent, officer.
You have the right to remain silent.
Please keep the
put your hands
seatbelt
behind your back. Don't resist.
Just sit back,
and then the
relax.
seatbelt light comes on.
I will be back. Don't worry, folks. We're going to get to Florida one way or another. Then it's like 20 minutes later. It's like, well, actually, it's like an hour and 20 minutes later. We're actually going to have you all exit the airplane and wait for further instructions inside the airport. You're fucked.
I would have been that. I would have been that asshole just ringing the flight attendant. Boom, boom. Hey, do I still get a pillow and some peanuts? Right? I'm still good, right? Do I get up or how's this work?
Like, I'll take a free Bacardi if I can just leave right now.
Yeah, exactly.
A little mini Bacardi. Give me 10 of those, actually.
Or just every 5 minutes keep calling the flight attendant. Bing, what's going on here? Can I get a Sprite? Can I get a pillow? Can I get a blanket?
I think it's really awesome that that passengers weren't on the plane, but what if they were? What if, like, what would happen? Do you have any idea? Like, what would happen if you're on the plane, everyone's loaded, locked and loaded, and before they close that door, authorities, local authorities, there's 6 of them, they're all lined up, they got a warrant, and the pilot, there's not a co-pilot? Like,
that's what worries me.
Maybe
where's
there was,
the co-pilot?
But can't the co-pilot pilot? You can't be called the co-pilot if you can't pilot. Like, you're supposed to jump in the event that the pilot can't pilot. There was no co-pilot. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean that they can't take off unless there is 2 pilots? Like, the co-pilot jumped in, but then there isn't a co-pilot to fill in the co-pilot because the co-pilot jumped in to fill in for the pilot.
It couldn't be like an inflatable pilot, like that movie Airplane. Sorry, we're gonna inflate Bob here, so he's gonna be your new pilot for today.
Hey, local authorities are like, actually, that's who the warrant's for, Bob.
Inflatable that's Bob. The one we're looking for. He's like, inflatable guy.
He's in the window, like in the movie where he's like waving, like that movie's great.
They're taking him away. All of a sudden, the wind takes hold. It looks like he's trying to run from the cops.
I haven't seen that movie in forever, but the scene where what's her face, Beaver Cleaver's mom. The show Leave It to Beaver, the mom in that, she's in that movie, and there's 2 brothers that are speaking jive, and the stewardess is having a hard time understanding what they're saying.
Yeah, she's straight up. Oh hell yeah! She spoke right with him.
What's he say? He's like, "What it is, pretty mama?" And she's like, "Cut me some slack. Cut me some slack, Jay." I love. Was it? Movie.
I think it was Lorna Patterson that did that. Yo, she was straight up. I was like, so awesome. That's what I'm talking about.
That movie, I feel like was ahead of its time. In regard to humor, dude. The sweat, just the perpetual water dripping down the guy's face.
That's what that guy was doing.
He was getting arrested.
Sweating bricks.
Back to this Frontier pilot, but it sucks too. Like watching him, like you're getting walked off. What is that called? The tarmac.
Tarmac. Yeah, something like that.
He knows everyone's looking at him through the window. He's got his hands cuffed behind him because you were whooping someone's ass at home, and I don't know how he was planning on this. Like maybe I'm a fly and then stay where I'm at. I don't know.
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
But
you could at least like went out like a thug, try to run away from it, like in on the runway after chasing you.
But barricade himself into the fucking cockpit
bathroom.
We're gonna make a movie out of this, Denzel.
Oh shit! Hijack the plane, start flying. You can't catch me.
It was like a Grand Theft Auto moment. Oh man. Shit. Okay, well, let's move on then because there's not much left to say when it comes to that.
That's just one of those. Okay.
USA and Russia have a prisoner swap here.
Oh yeah.
I brought this up. I saw it briefly here. And I was looking it up. Obviously, one of the people that were released was let me see if I got this name right. Evan Gershkovich, which is a Wall Street Journal reporter. There was a WNBA player a year or two ago that was, I'm blanking on her name, but she was detained in Russia for a while for possession of marijuana. Was able after some time to get released, but the public had an uproar because this gentleman here, I believe this is who we're talking about, Evan, had already been there from the USA, had been there and was not part of that deal. So I think it was cool, to see him included in this prisoner exchange. But what's the what's the big picture here? What's going on here? Because I always feel like something like this just means business. There's business being done.
Yeah, there is. It's a show of trying to work together. It's a show of leniency. But who you were talking about was Brittany Griner.
Yes.
The one that got that got traded out. So all I see, honestly, when this happens is like, you know how we all collect baseball cards or Pokemon cards and shit like that and start trading. This is what I see. I'm like, all right, so who do you have? Well, we have this and this. So I don't like them people. Who else do you have? That's the sad part, because it's like, all right, we have this person, and this person. Who do you have to trade? Well, we have this, and this, and then so you're now negotiating as to which person is better than who to trade, have a trade-off, while there's still, 4 or 5 people still left over in the prison. Like Brittany Griner got trade off with Victor Bout, and he was known as the bringer of death or something like that. So
it was like an uproar that they let him go for this WNBA player. That's what people were saying.
Yeah, he's a arms trafficker and a notorious one. So obviously he's probably doing it again. But that deal was kind of like,
yeah.
Okay, is you gonna pick anybody else kind of equal to what Brittany Griner did? Like somebody else got caught up with drugs, but no, we send out the Merchant of Death. That's what was his nickname. We send out a Merchant of Death for a basketball player. Yeah, okay, that sounds even.
It kind of reminds me like what you said. Like it's like sports teams that are negotiating trading players.
Yeah.
Or it's kind of like
fantasy football.
Usually in sports too, like if 2 teams can't work out a trade that works for them, they'll involve a third team to kind of, maybe we can do something with 3 teams. And here there are multiple countries involved with swapping to Russia, USA, Germany, Slovenia, Poland, Norway, Turkey.
There's a lot.
It makes it like, I don't know too much about politics, and I know enough to get by. But what are we doing here to are we pacifying Russia? Because again, you go back to the war in Ukraine, and USA is kind of like, are they trying to soften the blow here and the relationship with Russia? I don't know. It makes me wonder what's going on behind the scenes, and what's going on that the interests of other countries are benefited from this move. It's almost like we got to get involved to stop Russia. Give them what they want right now, so we can get something back in return from them. I don't know.
I think it's just. I think it's a play on trying to make us feel better and showing like good relations between each country, trying to keep the communication avenue open when we're making these trades. But I'm just, man, the things we're trading off, it's like, okay, we're dealing with human life here. We're acting like they're Pokemon cards trying to trade back together, like It sucks, but I guess that's the best way they got.
And I think when you're in politics, as much as you're aware of that sentiment, it's also business as usual. You have to have that
business
that
as
mindset.
usual.
The swap occurred amidst heightened tensions due to Russia's ongoing invasion of Ukraine and the broader geopolitical struggle between the West and Russia. By negotiating this swap, both countries demonstrated a willingness to engage in dialogue despite their broader hostilities. So It just kind of sounds like USA is saying, listen, I don't really fuck with you. You've been spanking Ukraine. I need you to stop that shit because these are my peoples. What do we got to do here? And do we got to get other countries involved here? And it's not just that. I'm sure there's other reasons for that, but nonetheless, you're right. It's just so like, it's when you're living like right now, you know, we deal with everyday struggle and everyday problems, and we're dealing with our bullshit, but they're all really first world problems when you think about people who are like detained in other countries for years. Like
they don't have the prisons like we do.
No,
we got the Marriott compared to what they got.
My God.
Yeah, it's something else. Yeah, it just brought back, like I said, it just brought back that whole when she was traded off for the Merchant of Death. Like, nobody in the industry in our country could have been like, "Hey, man, I'm not liking this deal."
Like, well, you're swinging for the fences right off the bat. Let's just ease up here. Like,
yeah, I got other people here for you. Yeah, we're not trading this guy. This guy we're keeping.
Yeah, because it's like we obviously caught these people, like we have them. So it's like
some of them were allegedly sleeper cells.
Yeah,
some of them were just feeding information. Like I don't know. Like I couldn't be in politics, dude.
Well, neither could I, because there's so many. You really have to, again, you can have a humanitarian heart and you could be fighting for the people, but you have to have a sense of business as usual. You have to have
to be able to turn that shit off.
Yeah, and I don't know if I could. It's just a very ugly, weird world. I'd say something stupid and end up being in war. Yeah, you end up in a sleeper cell.
Yeah, exactly.
The president in a sleeper cell.
Just, during the trade-off, but look, I just want you to know that you're still a dick. This doesn't change anything. All right, I'll see you later.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, President Valentin is still locked away in a sleeper cell in Russia.
Oh, by the way, he caused this war.
David, I want to turn the duties in this next segment to you.
Oh shit!
Because this is something you wanted. You wanted to initiate this. Do you have a name for this bit, and can you explain it for the people?
I just want to call it the fucked up files.
Fucked up files.
I've always loved doing this, and I'm pretty sure I'm not alone on this, but love reading weird news, like things that kind of me like, did this really happen? And believe it or not, it actually did. So I wanted to throw this segment in just to kind of lighten things up, especially with all the shit that's going on. So. But,
I just realized now you updated the Google Docs, so we have.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna follow on.
I'm moving up.
Yeah, look at you, bro.
I know what I'm doing.
Hey, Dave, you gotta calm down. You're peeking everywhere. Look at you. You listen. You bring JLo and you bring fucking boxers that get in blame for being men, and then look at you. Fuck, man. You're ready.
I'll stand back here. All
right, okay. Go ahead, sir. The floor is yours.
All right, so we're gonna start with the weird files. So the first one, right off the bat,
fucked up files, Dave. It's not weird files.
The fucked up files. Reading off your notes.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, you're right.
So in the fucked up files, a man in China is caught smuggling 100 live snakes in his trousers. I kid you not. A man has been caught trying to smuggle more than 100 live snakes into mainland China by cramming them into his trousers, according to the country custom authority. The unnamed traveler was stopped by customs officers as he sought to slip out of his semi-auto, try to slip out of Hong Kong and into the border of Shenzhen, China. Customs said in a statement on Tuesday. Upon inspection, custom officers discovered that the pockets of the trousers the passenger was wearing were packed with 6 canvas drawstring bags and sealed with tape. Once open, each bag found to contain living snakes in all kinds of shapes, sizes, and colors. Imagine near your nutsacks You got 100 live snakes.
I got a hard enough time
100.
just keeping this one snake fucking.
I heard that.
I'm sorry, Mom, if you're watching. I apologize.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
close.
you already got patted down by the janitor at the airport. He would have been like, "Man, you got a lot of things you're working on here."
It wasn't the fucking janitor, Dave. You keep saying that, and I let it go the
saying,
first
man.
time. But
I'm not saying it. It's always a janitor.
Got people commenting like, "There was a janitor patting you down." I'm like, no, you don't understand. Dave's humor.
I'm gonna start the rumor. TSA. He had a TSA badge. It was a fake one from Walmart.
Anyway, get back to your fucking segment, dude.
It was written in marker. He spelled TSA wrong.
Sat. He spelled sat.
Sat. While you're there with your hands up and your dick in his face, you're like, "Oh yeah, this is."
Don't worry, I work for the SAT. You're fine. Don't worry about
Are
it.
these snakes? These really feel like snakes. So yeah, he needless to say, he got caught with it, and I don't think you're supposed to smuggle snakes into Hong Kong in your pants. I think you're supposed to follow some procedures there. So, So the next one on board is, and I'm pretty sure you love hearing about.
But
this
hold on. So, but what, when you say different snakes of different sizes, and like I was thinking if he's got six. He's got 100 snakes. They've got to be small.
live snakes.
They got to be small snakes.
They don't look like it.
What kind of pants does he have? Like the old school, like parachute pants, like the windbreaker pants.
These bags were like I don't know what kind of junk he's packing, but these bags were this big, like rolled up.
I can't see your hands, dude.
His trousers.
Oh, they were
that.
They were
like huge. They were that big. Yeah, they were huge. So imagine like 100 fucking snakes. I mean, just the fact that having 100 of anything is a lot, you know. And you got 100 snakes just crammed down your pants. Imagine pissing these snakes off. You get a snake bite. Fuck that.
Like I said,
it must have been.
I got a hard enough time as it is, but I don't need that type of drama in my life.
You just imagine waking up in the morning, and be like, you know what? I'm gonna.
What was he doing? He was going from
my pants.
He was going from Hong Kong to Beijing.
Yeah. Don't ask me to pronounce his name. Yeah, he was going from west side of China to east side.
Yeah.
Let's just go there.
Yeah. With snakes.
Yeah.
Whatever. Just
snakes
take the boat.
in his pants.
They do shit like
he ain't
that.
gonna do it. No. I think he was like, you know what? I'm gonna man up today and stuff some snakes down my pants.
Yeah, 100.
100.
And can you imagine, like, it's not like he just grabbed a handful and shoved them in his pants. That took time. So by the time he got into the 70s, he's got bundles of snakes already in his trousers, and he's just taking his time, putting some in bags and tying them up and taping them.
Yep.
Like he's transporting narcotics, but they're fucking
I'm just
snakes.
surprised they freaking survived.
I'd rather do narcotics.
Yeah, like even imagine being in the TSA and you see this and be like, that's not part of the species here. You're not supposed to do that.
Like, hey, I'm actually kind of offended that you suggested I have more than one snake in here. SAT agent.
Holy shit. So I got another one here for the fucked up files, and this does own up to the name. Pretty fucked up. Exploding toilet at a Dunkin' Donuts store in Florida left a customer filthy and injured. Lawsuits claims.
The way you read this, dude, like, why do you have to read it like that? Like,
because I want to read like a newscaster.
But you got this tone about it. You're so soft. And
it's my
sweet.
dream. It's my dream.
Go ahead. I don't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
Imagine a customer has filed a negligence lawsuit against Dunkin' Donuts claiming he was injured by exploding toilet at one of the coffee chain's locations in Central Florida. Paul is seeking more than $100,000 in a lawsuit filed Wednesday in the state court Orlando, claiming he suffered severe and long-term injuries. No shit, no pun intended. Following the explosion of a toilet in the men's room of a Dunkin's location in Winter Park, Florida, a year ago. Imagine going in for fucking a glazed donut. I'm like, I gotta take a shit. Oh, let me know when your glazed donuts are done. And then the toilet fucking explodes, and you're covered in just excrement and all this other stuff.
Yeah. I just had shivers. Ugh.
Yeah, I figured you might enjoy that one. He said bodily injury. Yeah, no, what the fuck were you? My question is, what were you doing in the bathroom that the toilet exploded?
Maybe he exploded. Maybe he exploded into the toilet, like he was dropping the bomb, and it just
dropped
backfired.
something. Maybe it was all the snakes in his pants, but
they didn't explain why. Like what? Why was?
Well,
why did it explode?
they're saying that one of the employees said, yeah, they were made aware of the problem, and we knew there was a problem with the toilet. That's not.
What happened before it exploded? Yeah, we've been having tremors. Apparently, it might explode.
Yeah, we heard ticking. We heard a lot of ticking. We just shrugged it off like it was nothing.
How do you say something like that? Yeah, we were aware of it. We had a feeling this was going to happen. Like, who's prepared for that?
Covered in glazed chocolate covered shit.
Yo, can you imagine coming out of there? Like, don't go in there. Like, I mean, like looking like Ace Ventura.
Covered.
Do not go in there.
Imagine coming out covered in all this stuff and coming up to the counter, and then the person on the counter be like, "Sir, do you still want this donut, or do you want this? You still want this?
You want this napkin or this donut?
give him one napkin." A fucking small ass napkin. Just here.
We have a budget problem here. We can't really afford to give you any more than one napkin.
Sir, only one napkin per customer. You know your toilet just fucking blew up. Still, policy's policy, sir. We can't break it.
As like shit's just dripping off his nose. Yo, I'm sorry. That shit happens to me. I'm crying. I'm literally sobbing.
I'm like, dude, there's donuts on us today.
Oh man,
just one glazed donut.
I love Dunkin' Donuts too. That bothers me. I'm have to write
just
them a
don't
letter.
take a shit in Dunkin' Donuts, and you'll be fine.
Yeah,
just stay away from the toilets. But yeah, we got another one. Last story for the fucked up files.
Okay.
So, booty patrol driver caught by Florida deputies. Yes. A booty patrol driver has been caught by Florida deputy earlier this week. The DeSoto County Sheriff's warned the public about a driver allegedly impersonating law enforcement officers in a Chevy Silverado equipped with red and blue lights. He went to town with this. Deputies say the Silverado had green decals, including multiple words that said "booty patrol" around the truck. So rather than the booty patrol, rather than the border patrol, this dude literally decked out his pickup truck to look like the border patrol, but it said booty patrol. So imagine getting pulled over, thinking like, "Oh shit, is that the border patrol?" No, sir, we're the booty patrol. We need you to step out the vehicle.
But what was he doing?
He was just going out pulling people over, apparently, just trying to get them to.
Oh, there was the
Inspector Booty.
Inspector Booty. Sir, do you mind getting out of the vehicle? I'd like to see your booty.
Yeah, we've heard suspicious booties around here. We want to make sure yours is legal.
Dude, if that were to ever happen to me, I don't have an ass at all. My back goes from my neck to my ass, like to the bottom. My back starts at my neck and ends at the back of my knee. That's just I have no ass. I would never get stopped. They were like, "Yeah, you're fine. We can't see you. We can't see any problems with your booty."
You know what's the best part about this is this guy really didn't do anything wrong. He didn't. He wasn't really. I'm looking more into it, and it doesn't look like he was pulling people over. I think he just had a truck.
I mean, you can't drive around with that though, Dave. You can't.
No, you can't. It's illegal to have red and blue lights on your truck.
And he was driving a Chevy Silverado. Lights. See, I got a Chevy Silverado.
Dude, booty patrol.
You got a Silverado, don't you? Or is that
we had Silverado. Yeah.
This fucker.
Booty patrol.
I mean, it'd be one thing if he was like pulling chicks over, and I'm not trying to say this is good. I'm just saying you did all that for what? Like, it's not like you pull over a woman. She was just like, oh, yeah, video patrol officer. And then she, like, all of a sudden was cool with it. Like, there was foreplay and there was, like, role playing going on. He's just driving around. It was almost like
he's
he was
just driving around.
Yeah, I didn't realize it said that. I thought it said border.
Yeah, and you know what? I think the best part about this is I think if he didn't have the red and blue lights, it would have been fine. I think if he didn't have those lights, he would have just been rolling along with a booty patrol vehicle going around town doing his thing.
But was he pulling people over? He wasn't pulling people over.
No, that was a mistake.
So
he was not pulling people over.
So then what was it that got him? Like,
the red and blue lights.
People,
it was the red and blue lights. Yeah,
he just happened to be driving with them on, I guess.
Yeah,
like if you're not pulling someone over,
they were driving around, and whoop, whoop, that's what got him.
And then cops were like, "No, whoop whoop, motherfucker, pull over."
Yeah. You spelled border patrol wrong. We're gonna pull you over for that.
We take care of the booty in this area, sir. Not you. Okay?
We're in charge of that, not you. No fair. You're not supposed to do that. Yep. He got pulled over at a gas station of all places too.
Wow. Fucked up
Man,
files
it's
are
a
definitely
shame.
fucked up.
He's just doing his work.
He's just trying to contribute to his people.
Yeah, living the American dream, man. Trying to make things safe for everybody.
Forgive me.
I mean, if he was on duty during Dunkin' Donuts, maybe that toilet wouldn't be exploding.
Maybe he was doing booty duty in the Dunkin' Donuts restroom. Hence the explosion.
Oh, you know what? Maybe
all these stories are tied in.
Yeah, they're all tied in, you know. Well, that ends that segment.
The fucked up files only shows us one thing, David, that people are fucked up no matter where in this country.
Mainly Florida.
Mainly Florida. You fucks. Thank you very much, man. I love it. Okay. Let's move on here. Dave, I'm curious about your feedback because I've always wanted to talk about this, and I kind of found an opportunity to do so. But the slapping contest phenomenon that's been going on for the past few years, I've seen it on socials, reels and whatnot. Pretty much people just square up like they're about to arm wrestle, but they just smack each other. And I've seen some pretty gruesome smacks, like straight slaps that there was one where a guy's face just immediately swelled up. What, are you into that? Like, have you been watching that at all, dude?
No. All right, next topic. I can't stand there and just blatantly be smacked. I can't do it.
I don't
My
get
blood
it.
pressure will go through the fucking roof, dude.
Yeah. There's people that just you can tell there's like an adrenaline rush. Like you think it's almost like they trained. Like, how do
you train for that?
Well,
though?
you just smack somebody constantly. Listen, that's probably what that airline pilot got arrested for, because he was in a slapping contest, slapping his wife. God forbid. I'm not. I shouldn't joke around about that. It's a joke. Don't listen. Don't cancel me. Felix. It's very fucked up. I know. You and I are on the complete odds today. I want to go back to what you're doing.
We switched.
Slap fighting can trace its roots back to traditional forms of combat. Hold on a minute. I'm finally reading this for the first time. This is no lie. Ladies and gentlemen, early beginnings. This is what AI told me. Slap fighting can be traced back to its roots to the traditional forms of combat sports and martial arts, where slapping was a component of some styles. However, organized slap contests as we know them today began to emerge in Eastern Europe, particularly Russia, these fucks in Russia, in the early 2010s. The sport gained
would come from Russia.
Widespread attention through the viral videos on social media platforms like YouTube and Instagram. These videos often showcase the raw and intense nature of the competitions, attracting millions and millions. It's almost like people are like, listen, this is like UFC, bro. Like, literally, I will train and I will slap the fuck out of you, bro. And they've got like the chalk, and they're taping they're in it. And let me tell you something, dude. They've got mouthpieces on. There's a referee standing there, and these people are getting knocked legit. The fuck out.
I have seen some competitions, and man, at the end of it, half their, like you said, half their face is freaking swollen.
Yeah.
All from a slap. But I'm sitting there like, don't compare it. Like, don't. This isn't a form of martial arts. This is you standing there, the other guy standing there, and just slapping the shit out of each other. All it is just brute force. Like,
yeah,
you're literally just standing there. I mean, I guess if you really think about it, there's a skill aiming.
Okay, yeah, but I mean, as far as like taking the hit, like you can't. It's not like you can train for that. Are you like are you doing push-ups with the side of your fucking face?
You actually can train for that. You can train your neck, because a lot of the force, like what knocks you out, is the quick movement of your head, and it shakes your brain, and you're out. You want to train your neck and make it stronger. I mean, some of these guys, their fucking necks are like logs, you know what I mean? So when they get slapped in the face, they can hold that whole force with their neck, so that way they're not getting that whiplash. But
interesting.
That's about it, I guess. I mean, you can do basic strength training from my understanding, but I don't know how else you would train to slap somebody.
Yeah,
Imagine having remember in the 80s when they have the training montage.
Like fucking Rocky.
How would you have a training montage with like blood sport? How would you have a training montage with the slap sport? Like,
there's no easy way out.
Just running. Just keep
they like train you by tying your hands behind your head and just, we're gonna throw you into this brick wall 100 times. Go, boom, boom.
They turn a motorcycle sideways and put like hands on the wheels, and then just rev her up, and you're getting slapped in the face 1,000 times. During the montage.
Can you imagine, like, how do you train somebody doing that? Like, can you imagine Mick from the Rocky movies, like, you know, training somebody?
You're a bum.
You're a bum. Every time I see you, you're knocked out.
I just don't see it, man. Like,
I'm
like having a training, like freaking fade in, fade out with the montage, with the fucking training. You do push-ups with the side of your face.
You know, what I remember watching Over the Top, the movie with Sylvester Stallone. Where it's an arm wrestling movie, and it's badass. If you like that cliche 80s montage shit, it's badass. But I mean, even something like arm wrestling is like, it's just awesome, and it takes some strength to fucking conquer somebody like that. But these people, men and women alike, or non-binary, I don't know, but when they knock somebody out, you would have thought that they genuinely feel like they just showed you how badass they are. And I'm like, but you could hit anybody at the right angle and knock them out with one hit. It don't mean that you trained to get to that. You just happen to hit them. I don't know, dude. All I know is you can't pay me enough for someone to hit my. I'm trying to get through this life unscathed as it is.
Yeah, I ain't getting slapped. That's the most like disrespectful way to put somebody, is just getting slapped in the face. I ain't fucking doing that.
And that
I'm shanking somebody.
That one dude I saw, he got slapped. He got slapped, and almost immediately his side of the face went, and it just like, and he started touching it. And he like freaked out, like he knew what had happened, and he's like standing there like swollen immediately on one side of the face, and I'm like, nah. I don't care how much money
you want a sport. You want a good fighting sport instead of the slap one. Go bare knuckle. Go bare knuckle fight.
Yeah. Well, remember that? Remember the knuckle game? Remember you play that where you put your you play with your knuckles, bloody knuckles.
Bloody knuckles. Yep. Nah, dude. You ever see bare knuckle boxing?
Nah.
Oh man,
I can't watch.
That's a brutal.
I can't watch fighting. Like, I don't like UFC. I can watch boxing. I don't like UFC. I don't like the slapping. I'm not big on watching actual fighting.
Now bare knuckles pretty freaking cool. There was this female competition when they were fighting each other. This shit. Dude, by the end of the fight, she was fucked up, dude. This eye was swollen, she was missing teeth, her fucking mouth was swollen, and she's how do you be an interview? You walk up to the interview, like you are the person doing the interview. You walk up to this person who's visually fucked up, like you want, like holy shit, and you're like, so how was your fight?
How did you think?
And all you said, I think I want to say that the fight turned out pretty good. I could have done a few things differently. Maybe next time when I fight this opponent, I'm doing little things differently. Like, yeah, maybe block. Maybe fucking duck and weave, you know?
Block, not
slip,
with your
slip, you know?
Not with your fucking face either. Don't
yeah.
catch
You
things
want to
with
do
your
something
face.
different? Don't stop the punches with your face. It's called slip, slip. Roll, slip, slip. You're like, she took every fucking hit to the face, and dude, her face was rocked.
Yeah, and that's another thing too.
you-
Is I can't stand seeing women get beat up either. Like even though they're beating themselves up, and when they see a woman all bruised up and bloodied, it just I don't know.
Dude, I'm telling you, when you go, I can't wait to see your reaction when you first see this.
I think
You
I
could've-
remember seeing something along those lines. I may have already seen it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, and the best part about it is the interview. Just like how bubbly she is. She's like, yeah, I just want it was a great fight because
I want to watch it so I can put it when I share the reels and I share this clip. I'll throw that in there as a B-roll.
It's just good for her for taking the hits and still being bubbly, because I would have been like, man, fuck you, fuck this interview, I'm out. Because she was like, yeah, she was a great fighter and she did her good thing while her face is freaking swollen, bleeding out her mouth. Yeah, I think I could have done things a little differently. Maybe next time.
Her jaw's like over here yapping as her teeth are over here. Oh,
well, you have to be the person doing the interview, be like, yeah, no, you did good. you did good. Yeah. No, I mean, you did the best you could.
You think the person giving the interview like, we're just gonna stop this now because you're hard to watch.
Like you look like you're about to pass out. Like I think we're done here. No, but they're like, no, you did great. Yeah.
So I guess the general census between you and I is slapping contests or nah.
I couldn't do it.
We're
Nah,
not.
I can't.
I'm not even watching.
I mean,
hey, salute to those that are doing it. But
yeah,
fuck
salute to them that do it. But you're a bigger person than I am, because I couldn't do it. Nope, I could not do that.
Moving on, Dave, you had mentioned this, and I'm glad you did. ASMR, autonomous sensory meridian response. Meridian response. My bad.
Yeah.
There are playlists on digital streaming platforms where you can listen to sounds. People tend to, and I'm one of them. Now it depends on the sound, but listening to things soothes me. And sometimes I find myself making sounds just because I like the way it sounds. What was it about this that you wanted to bring up?
Oh, just the popularity. I mean, it started to really climb up. And you know what? Before we dive into this, I want to thank you first off for giving me a taste of what the ASMR is all about. When we started this today with this podcast, like what you're doing, as we're starting.
You're welcome.
Okay, I think you're preparing for this, but yeah, I wanted to bring it up because, like I wanted to know what the deal was with it, because the popularity around it is starting to peak on YouTube. It seems to be like one of the major things people are researching, or not even researching, just I guess just searching in general. Does it work? I mean, honestly, does it? Because the 10 seconds you blessed me with the chewing and stuff, I mean, I really didn't feel calm.
It all depends on the context, though, dude. So
Like I've seen people like scratch the microphone. I've seen
Yeah.
people like eat.
Well, you know, like
drink.
the girls, they watch this shit on YouTube where, you know, Alexandra and I have like it's a give and take because a lot of this shit on YouTube I don't really care for. But there's some stuff that is for kids that we'll let them watch. And one of them is, you know, they do a lot of painting and crafts, but it's all like hypersensitive. So the visuals are very, very quick and colorful, and they grab your attention, and the person talking is very animated. But one of the things that they do also, like they emphasize the sounds of whatever they're doing. If they're opening a jar, you can really hear the jar open, and then they're like,
oh, really?
pulling stuff out of it, and it draws people in. These my girls are like hooked on it, and so it's just the sound of things. It's kind of like when you're going through socials, and sometimes I'll come across a reel of somebody like working on like a carpenter or something, and he's sanding, and it's the sound he's making or she's making while sanding, and they emphasize the sound, like they'll turn it up just to focus on the sound. Yeah, and it just, next thing you know, it's like, holy shit, it's been a minute 30 seconds and he hasn't done shit but sand, and I'm just watching it because I like the way it sounds. I came across this one, and I can't remember the gentleman's name, but I'm gonna put it in the reels. It's a TikTok account that I follow. His name is the ASMR Mechanic or something along those lines. And it's a funny account, but he's a mechanic, and he'll tell you like, yeah, you need a new air filter, and he's got like these big fake metal nails on his fingers, and he just scratches the air filter, and he's like, yeah, that's that air filter. It really needs replaced. And he's like, and he's like tapping. He's like tapping stuff with his, and it's like, oh, he's the ASMR mechanic. It's funny, but people get a kick out of that. The auditory sense, it can draw you in, and people use that in advertising, in movies, and music. People are hooked on sounds and songs that they don't know are there because they're in the background, but they're specifically meant to draw you in. So you end up liking that song, not realizing that there's a hi-hat at a certain pitch that's meant to pull you
that
in
makes
the background.
sense. I guess the OG for ASMR would be Bob Ross, because remember he used to take the paintbrush.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Not just his voice. Remember the paintbrush?
Yeah.
And then when he's brushing on the actual canvas, you can hear it.
Yeah.
Like, and I used to remember I remember hearing that paintbrush go on there. Like, holy shit, this is actually calming. All these happy trees and stuff actually really works. So fuck that. Give a shout out to Bob Ross, man. He's the one that started that shit.
You know,
in
Bob
my
Ross
opinion, that's the OG right there.
He didn't really want that afro. That's a perm that he just had to deal with.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah,
OG Bob Ross. Yeah, but you're right, and it's like you can't go through life hearing life like that because everything's hyper. The editing and of the audio is emphasized, so you can really hear just the intricate little sounds. Like there's people that have sounds of pins tapping tables, and it's like, oh, that's a pin, or that's sand falling on a glass table, and it's just like, what are we doing? That I like it. You can go to sleep listening to that shit, or you can calm yourself down. That ties into like people listening to different frequencies, just the frequency to trigger certain responses mentally. So I would have to tie that into that as well.
You know what they need? 80s ASMR, where you're just walking around in windbreakers. Remember that?
Yeah, I used to love that sound.
The Nike
you would think you're so cool. You'd be like, I love my fucking Swiss.
Yeah. Remember that pumps for Nike? You can use that.
Yo, it was Reebok. Reebok with the pump.
Yeah, Reebok. Oh, it was Reebok. That's right. That's what they need in 80s version.
Yeah, many people use ASMR videos to relax and help with insomnia. ASMR is often described as calming and can help reduce anxiety. Yeah. The ASMR community is a supportive and niche group where people can share their experiences and find content tailored to their preferences. So there you go, dude. There's a
Check it out.
community. There's a community out there for us, or for
So
me.
the
at
next
least.
time my wife punches me in the chest at night because I'm snoring too loud, I'll just tell her I'm SMAR you.
You're contributing an
SM,
SMR
SM,
experience.
ASMRing?
ASMR, a summering.
A summering.
What if like we like recorded us snoring and then added like music, like soft music, and like added auto tune to the snore so it sounded like melodic. Like,
Use a CPAP machine as a.
it was like echoing.
We just need that. And somebody playing the flute in the background.
Yeah, have Andre 3000 with his fucking flute. This is meant to calm.
Oh
you.
shit.
Oh man. All right.
That's fucking great.
We're getting close to the end here, dude. You brought this, and I kind of like this. You brought this up, and I kind of liked it. Excuse me. Is the news really the news or media hypnosis?
No. Hey, we just. I mean, this pretty much ties everything in that we were talking about all day today.
Yeah.
Was media hypnosis. I mean, look what happened with the Olympics. Look what happened and what's going on now. Currently, you open up the page and it's the algorithm tells you what you're looking for.
Yeah.
You search one thing and now it's bombarding you with everything that you want to search for. So we lost the ability to think for ourselves, to argue intellectually, and to actually deep dive and do research because of convenience.
Yeah.
We gave that up for convenience versus actual work. We don't want to go and spend 10, 15 minutes or a couple hours like, back in the day with the journalists, spend hours and days doing the research on a topic. Nowadays it's just convenience. We gave everything up for convenience. So that's part of the whole news. You can't believe the news anymore. It just
I don't know if anybody could really believe in the news, but I think there was a sense of, when it came to journalism, there was a sense of pride and providing a sense of actual and factual information that the everyday person could rely on. And now it's just become a big shit show with social media. It's added to it, but I'm also on the flip side where I feel like there's also a plethora of ways for people to get educated on what's actual and factual if they took the time, like you said, to do the work, instead of being spoon-fed and kind of just relying on the fast food service of information. Because I'm in the same world as you are and everybody else, but I'm able to at least kind of like screen this information and really put into to consideration, like, this may be some bullshit, this may be spam, this may be a bot.
People believe in an instant what they see in a 2-sentence headline. They take that as word, they take that as Bible. There's you can't change their mind after, especially if it caters to their belief system, if it caters to their train of thought. Once you grab their train of thought, or once you massage their belief system, that's it. I mean, there's no changing, regardless of how many facts you put in front of people like that. There's no arguing. You can't argue. The whole arguing aspect has gone out the window. You can't have it anymore because there's
healthy debates and back and
forth.
Yeah.
There's no more debating. Intellectual debating has gone out the window. Now it's just convenient debating where I will debate my point and my point's right. I don't care what you're saying. My point's right. Rather than take a step back, hearing what you have to say and say, okay, let me think about that. Let me do a little bit of research and I'll come back with my rebuttal. If I do have a rebuttal, sometimes it would just come back and be like, you know what, you were right. I did some research. I found out that you were correct in this topic. and we'll go from there. That's intellectual debating when you are able to sit back and realize you're wrong.
Yeah.
When you're able to do that, your intellect climbs because now you're able to learn from your mistake, able to learn from your misinformation, and actually gain more knowledge. But people nowadays, even it started even way back when, right? Like, back in the 1980s, with Graham, Rudman, Hollins, and we're doing the amendment. We were in a deficit as a country, and when Reagan was trying to quote unquote fix the deficit, the media painted him out to be like this person who was trying to fix everything. But in reality, behind closed doors, they were opening up more programs that we didn't need. They were dumping more money that we didn't have. Sounds familiar, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing that's going on now. It's history repeating itself. The news, again, is catering to whatever political views they have in the news, because let's just be honest, news is business, right? So it's no longer, news for the people, is news for the news company, news for whoever's paying the bill. So whoever can pay the bill better, that's what you're going to find out about. So gone are the days of actual work, and now are the days of convenience. So
Yeah.
we rather give up our of um, freedom of press for convenience
Yeah.
versus freedom of press, regardless of the feedback or resistance we get, because what you believe isn't the truth is the truth, not you were told this is the truth. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you know, religion is a good aspect. What is the truth? Is there actual truth behind it? Well, who knows? Has anybody done the research? Yeah, people have done the research, but you give the facts over and nobody will believe it. Just on the flip side, you give actual facts to people who are non-religious, there's no truth. People don't seek truth anymore. They seek convenience. They seek comfort. Whatever can calm their fear,
Easy access.
easy access.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
I think too, like the generation that we're from, Generation X is like the seesaw generation where we
Mhm.
are the last of a people, if I can say it that way, that have that type of understanding. A lot of the
Mhm.
youth that are coming into this world are not aware of what it takes to get information that's
Yeah.
actual and factual, because it's very easy to get this information right now.
Yeah.
And so this narrative, I'm going to speak about it and push it, as opposed to being like, let me sit on this and actually dig into this a little more.
Yep.
And I think the best thing that anybody can do when it comes to growth is to accept when you're wrong about something, and just kind of being like, you know what,
Yes.
I got that one wrong. I got that one wrong. And listening to you, you have a point. And I feel like if you can't do that in life, you're not able to fully grow,
Yeah.
because there is no one side that's why I don't like politics,
Yeah.
really, because it's almost like, well, it's either this party or it's that party. And it's like, well, I get that you have a party that better suits with policies, better suits what you believe in, but you're never going to find one side or the other that
Yeah.
will truly reflect how you feel, because you're going to have a bone to pick either way. And so you really need to get
Mhm.
educated and just be a sound person.
Yeah. Politicians were to come up to help us, help the country grow, right? Financially, um, just as a people, education wise, as a people. That's what the politicians were meant to do, was to drive this country upwards. But then when they were allowed to invest in the stock market, when it became more money for them, when they were, given favors,
Yeah. And
you
they were
do me
getting
this
favors.
favor, I'll do you that favor, and get favors. You see what I'm saying? Then
Yeah.
then the interest of the people went out. So if you fully are a diehard said person, if you are fully diehard for whatever politician you're voting for, whatever politician you're cheering for, and there's no question about it. This is die hard. This is truth. I'll get a tattoo on my ass of this person. You know, then what you are is just a puppet. You've literally, gave away your freedom, because that's not how politicians are supposed to be. You're not supposed to follow these people. They're supposed to work for you, not the other way around.
Yeah.
So if you submit to said politicians, because it's on both sides, then what you're doing is you're just proving the fact that you are more for convenience than it is, than actual the dream that you're believing in. You want your fears to be taken care of. You want your fears to be coddled, and then you want your hatred to be infused. You want your hatred to be fueled. So it's no longer the dream. It's a nightmare, because what's in a nightmare? Fear and hatred. So that's what politicians are running on. They're running on fear and hatred, because it's easier to control the people with fear and hatred than it is with, honey.
Well, what we're doing here on Bro Church, I feel, is it's a heavy dose of, I really just want to get the facts and not feel like I'm being fed an agenda. And I get it. We're very raw, and our humor is what it is, and then that's what it's supposed to be. We're aiming for that, but really, we're not making shit up. We're talking about actual things. We're having an honest discussion, like right now.
Yeah.
And there's no agenda other than just enjoy the fucking show and shut the fuck up.
Yeah. And I love the commentaries that we get. Like, there's, God, I should have wrote the name down, dude. There's one guy was cracking me up. Shout out to him. You know who I'm talking about. Like, he was cracking. He got the best comments, and I hope he always comments on our stuff, because he has me rolling. Thank God too, man. Because, dude, that's what we need right there, and that's what's refreshing. To be able to stay grounded is having people like that comment. To able to wake you up, comment, just like even before when we had the comic book conversation. That's what Bro Church is about. Just comment. If you catch us on our bullshit, we'll debate. And there's nothing wrong with debating. I just understand. We want to understand the point and go from there. And where we're wrong, we're wrong.
Right. We don't obviously want people to take our word for it, but I also don't expect me to take your word for it either. That's the whole point. Like, and then explain
that's
it
the
to
whole
me.
point. It's a healthy debate.
I think it's a gentleman, forgive me, but the person's name, the tag is Sock Hattaby.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, he's
shout out to
awesome,
Sock Hattaby.
Oh man, he had me cracking up.
I know we had a gentleman named Corky that I was kind of going in.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, Corky. There's two of us running that account, but go fuck yourself.
Yeah. I didn't realize that we gotta link up when we're commenting.
I think we're doing a better job. Dave is
I think we're gonna do a better job now.
Dave is going to be responding mostly. I'll be uploading the content.
Because I'm still learning the video commenting.
I get defensive when people start making comments like, "Dude, we're not fucking stupid. Like, don't think I'm not gonna come out here and fucking. I'll come at you." And I responded with the video, and I shouldn't have. And then I kind of like. I realized what I was doing, and I said, oh, man, this is dumb. So I was like, you know what? You're right, dude. Like, my bad. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And then here I come.
And then, like, I forgot to let you know, and you come signing on to the account, and you're like, what the fuck? And then, and Corky's like, dude, what? Like, you just said
confused.
We're cool.
He was pissed. I was like, he was pissed. I was like, oh, dude, my bad.
Corky.
Yeah, sorry. We're not very organized. We didn't line that up, so. But we do appreciate your commenting.
Yeah. We got several people following and enjoying the content. I feel like that's cool. It's a slow process that I'm enjoying because whatever fans we are getting that are enjoying the content, we are engaging with them and building a community that is Bro Church. So that's awesome. That is the final topic. We have one more. Before we wrap up, Dave, I'm assuming that you haven't watched the Deadpool Wolverine movie. I know we haven't, But
No, I haven't watched it
I
yet. I
know
want to
we-
watch it so
well,
bad.
so do I. And for those that are listening or watching, if you give a fuck, Dave and I wanted to talk about it, but we didn't really want to talk about it until we watched it. But I got a feeling that we're going to miss a moment where we finally watch it and it's going to be old news. So I would like to just talk about it because it is killing in the box office. Let me throw.
They
some
need to
numbers at
just
you.
fire all the CEOs in Marvel and just hire Ryan Reynolds because he understands what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, and
Like, seriously.
watching and I was listening and watching his story, like his Deadpool journey, and like how he has been advocating for some time
Yep.
to see what he's doing now. I don't want have you seen any spoilers on socials at all? Yes, or
I've
no?
seen. I tried to minimize the spoilers, but you can't get away from it. But I knew before. I knew before the movie came out what was going on. Like Ryan Reynolds, he did it, man. He brought back the old school. And this isn't. Hopefully, it's not a spoiler, but
Yeah, let's do
he
it.
brought back
Yeah.
old school.
Yeah. I was
He
about to
brought
say.
back. Yeah, he brought back old school X-Men characters.
Yeah.
Like the ones that we were hoping for, and he did it right.
Yeah.
He gave props to where props is needed, and
Yeah.
he like I said, fire everybody in the CEO for Marvel
Yeah.
because them motherfuckers don't know what the fuck they're doing, and just hire Ryan Reynolds. And
Well,
that's
even,
it.
he even
And you
kind of
just
poked
saved
fun
Marvel.
at that, which is him playing the Deadpool character and kind of hitting that fourth wall the way he's doing it,
Mhm.
addressing the audience, addressing the elephant in the room with certain things is a great way to kind of put the onus back on those that could be doing a better job and listening to the people. The movie has
Yeah.
grossed approximately 852 mil worldwide, 407 mil domestic, 443 internationally. It is expected to surpass 1 billion pretty soon here. It set a new record for the highest global opening for an R-rated film, earning 211 mil domestically in
out.
its opening weekend. This makes it the 6th highest grossing opening of all time. For a superhero movie, I kind of like this. I feel like this is more of a holy shit moment than the Avenger Endgame and Secret Avenger Endgame and what was the one before that? Was it Secret? No, not Secret Wars. It was Endgame and fucking the other one. Those were awesome. But what he's doing here, like, yes, there are spoilers, but not really, because if you're not on socials, then you're not watching this. If you're watching this, you're on socials. You've seen them just like I have. He's bringing back, like Dave said, fucking Gambit. Like, dude,
Yo, seriously.
when I saw that. I listen. I'm a huge Gambit fan. He was my favorite X-Man. I drew him all the time when I was a kid. When I did read the comics, I like what I saw. I like the things I said. I don't mind watching the spoilers because I'm going to enjoy the movie anyway. But I like how this really reintroduces the what can we do in this universe now. It's got a new pulse. And hopefully these people just don't fuck it up. I can't imagine that Hugh Jackman's done playing Wolverine now.
Nah, he's done. He was excited.
Dude, but now you see Henry Cavill, and it's like, dude, I like that Wolverine.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. I feel
you
like...
see what he did? Like, this is what I mean. This is how you make a freaking movie, dude.
Yeah.
You're like,
yeah.
He
many
put this
things
thing
he
together.
touched on.
Yo, like, seriously, I didn't even watch the movie yet, and this thing is taking off. I'm like, yep, that's it. I see clips here and there. And like I said, I'm really trying not to watch the spoilers, but I see clips here and there. So I'm like, oh my God, that's exactly right. That's how you're supposed to fucking do it.
Yeah.
Like, even Gambit's character design is to the point.
Oh, exactly.
Like, come
Identical.
on.
People are knocking Channing Tatum's Creole accent. I feel like I thought it was pretty damn cool. It was cool to hear him bring that character to life and hear that dialogue and that accent. I liked it.
Yeah, but there we go again. Like, unless you speak that Creole Cajun accent,
shut the fuck
shut up. Like, you're probably from fucking Jersey talk, complaining that he's not talking Creole or the Cajun talk. Are you from there?
Yeah.
No? Then shut up.
You're probably from Idaho or
like,
Cleveland.
seriously. Yeah, proper fucking English. Shut up.
Well, I know Alexandra and I are trying to get the kids out there to see it, the older kids, and I think it's going to be one of those movies that no matter when I see it, I think I'm just going to enjoy it, even though I've seen so much of it already. I'm just going to enjoy it because it's like, damn, what's going to come next now that you've kicked open this door? So salute to Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, the whole and people that brought that, Sean Levy, the director, people that have worked behind the scenes on these movies.
Yep.
Just another notch in the belt that is Marvel. That is all I have for episode 3, homie. We are at the hour and 45-minute mark. How
all right.
Feeling? Anything else you want to bring
I'm doing
up?
good.
Yeah.
No, that's it, man. I think that's a great spot to wrap it up with. Hopefully it leads into the next topic for Bro Church number 3?
Yeah, well, this is number 3. We'll be going in the number
4 then. I'm lost count already.
That's because you're busy advocating for JLo. You forgot where
there
you
it is. That's what it is. My heart was broken for JLo. Call me.
All right.
We can
well,
talk.
On behalf of the Dave, I am Felix. If you don't know what it's like to be punched in the face, just shut the fuck up.
Just shut I think just live by that rule, man.
Yeah.
Just live by the rule.
Just live by the rule. Bro Church says live by the rule. That's the Dave. I'm Felix. We're out. Peace.
Peace.